I'm Super Antonio. Here we are, 17,000 subs later, and it seems to be time for another viewer horse show. As always, I put out a video asking you to share your horses, either in game or real life, and as always, I was woefully unprepared for the deluge of horses, I guess you would call them a herd, that stampeded into the old inbox at reddeadsuperantonio@gmail.com. You would think I'd have a system in place by now, that I'd have it all figured out, and you would be wrong. I just wing it and have faith that I'll be able to corral all the photos, names, descriptions, and details and somehow make it into a mildly entertaining show. And, as I said at the start of the video, here we are.
Won't take long, girl.
If you are new to this channel, greetings. I'm your friendly neighbor, Super Antonio, and please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you would enjoy seeing more of my Red Dead Redemption 2 content. Ali has some pretty cinematic screenshots of some pretty horses, and they write, "G'day, Super Antonio. I'm Ali, a regular. I'll try to keep this short, as I imagine these videos take a fair amount of time to make. I have a handful of screenshots from my most recent playthrough that I felt looked good enough to show your audience. There were a lot. New Hanover, Envy. Not long before I took this screenshot, Arthur found myself on the western side of Lake Owanjila, just admiring the landscape. Unbeknownst to him and me, a Crimson Arabian was waiting for me. He found her and named her Envy. While not a great hunter or fighter, she looked the part, and that worked for me. And really, who can avoid that blood-red coat? South of the crossing, Aberdeen. Arthur's first stable purchase came in the form of an American standard bred by the name of Aberdeen, or Abby. While not the statistically best horse in the game, she managed to get Arthur through the grueling Horseman 9 challenge unscathed. This particular screenshot was taken straight after completing the challenge. She was the horse that finished Arthur's story and might very well be my favorite horse in the game. Great Plains, Barcelona. Finally, we come to Arthur's Perlino Andalusian, Barcelona, or Barca for short. Being a Spanish horse, I wanted a name that directly referenced the horse's heritage, Barcelona being an elegant but strong option. It seemed to click. Speaking of elegant, that's the exact word I would use to describe his coat. While by no means a racehorse, his reserves of stamina and health got us through gunfights and my own misgivings on several accounts. Perhaps the bravest and most competent hunter in my stable. This shot was taken while I was looking for a Nakota for the Horseman 10 challenge. Thanks for the opportunity to show some of my horses. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Ali. Thank you, friend. These are some great photos, and I also appreciate your articulate thoughts on the game. I mean, everyone always complains that they want a DLC and new content, while I always maintain that we have to make our own DLCs. This game is the canvas upon which you can create your own story and your own world, which you have demonstrated quite effectively with your photos and words. Well done, friend. Frodo Swaggin, a great friend of the channel, very active in the chats, has a Perlino Andalusian, and they write, Name Freydis. Named after the Norse explorer and warrior Freydis Eriksdottir. Interpretation for Freydis is speculative, as she is mentioned in 2 medieval sagas from Iceland. But I like the idea that she likely had blonde hair, and so does the Perlino Andalusian. Naming her this way also feels like an Arthur thing to do, since the horse he lost, Boadicea, was named after a European warrior woman, so I think the style fits. Thoughts on the game. I'd like to see the Red Dead Online exclusive horses ported to story mode. I've given up hope on anything else being added to this game due to the announcement of GTA 6.
Let's go see your sister.
Okay.
I know what you mean, friend. It really feels like Rockstar has abandoned this game. However, rest assured that this channel will never abandon Arthur and this game. Always like the Perlino, that beautiful coat, and pretty good stats. Not from the best neighborhood, but everything has a price, and you can expect great things from the Perlino Andalusian once you get her away from the clutches of the Murphy brood. Let's move on. Speaking of the Murphy brood, Phoenix C has a very special horse rescue, and they write, "This is my horse Hope. I rescued her from the Murphy brood after that mission with Charles where you saved Meredith. She was a brave horse who never bucked me off when she saw danger. She died in the final mission, and I cried. She was my favorite horse. I know she wasn't the most beautiful or the fastest, but she was good and brave, and she was special. I named her Hope because I wanted her to have hope for a better life with me than those sick animals, the Murphys." I know what you mean, Phoenix. It's always hard to lose a horse. I am happy to reload an old save. I would rather lose progress than ever lose a horse. In this game, it's too hard for me emotionally. Not a problem in Red Dead 1, interestingly enough, though that is a different conversation altogether. Let's move on. Channel member Glynis C has some actual real-life horses to share, and she writes, "This is Bayside, a pure Arabian. He will be 1 in February." The second is Dixie, a very sweet spotted saddle horse. She is 8 and fun to ride. The third is Sissy, a 4-year-old half-Arabian, sweet but hyper. And the fourth is Annabelle. She is 2.5 years old, a little cranky, and will kick. She is also an American spotted saddle horse. Glynis, I cannot thank you enough for sharing your real-life horses. So pretty. They are the highlight of the horse show. Don't tell Biscuit.
What's wrong? So, yeah, where were we?
Hortus, a great friend of the channel, very active in the chats, and a legend on the Scoville scale, has 3 horses to share, and he writes, "Slightly prefer the Silver Dapple Pinto, but not going to complain about getting an amber champagne. The Gold Turk, one of my favorites. Turks are a bit on the skittish side, but I like their physique and stature. The Rose Grey. Don't really ride Arabians, but thought I'd show off having the Rose Grey in Chapter 2. She mostly sits in the stables."
You know, you taught me how to ride a horse.
Well done, Hort. These are some fine cinematic photos. I especially like this one with the Rose Grey and Uncle in the background, taking a nap and messing up your shot. Thanks, Uncle. Let's move on.
Really? You'd fall for that?
They were very nice to me.
Isaiah writes, "Hey, my name is Isaiah and I have been watching your videos for a while. I use some of your tips on my playthroughs. My horse is the Iron Grey Ardennes that I named Chester in honor of my cat that died. I love your videos, so have a good day or night. P.S. I'm on my 13th playthrough."
Please tell me you didn't give him any money.
Of course I did. They rely on charitable donations.
Chester, the Iron Grey Ardennes. Well done, friend, and I'm so sorry to hear about your beloved cat. However, you are on your 13th playthrough. Lucky 13. That's auspicious. Here's to 13 more.
All Father kept telling me was, you won't amount to anything.
Jim B has enjoyed a classical education, and he is happy to share his knowledge with you. He writes, "Last year I sent you a similar submission of my Murphy brood rescue that was gray in color. My Murphy brood rescue in the stable now is an Appaloosa, always brown when found during the violent episodes with this gang. Her name is Euryale. This is the name of a Greek goddess, Medusa's sister. Medusa was mortal and killed by Perseus, whereas Euryale is immortal but also cursed like her sister to have snakes for hair. When people looked at her, they were turned to stone. These breeds are always loyal and brave in my opinion, and rare to see across the map in play. Thanks for your wonderful vlogging content. Can't be easy to maintain and create. Your talent is superb. Thank you, Jim. I certainly appreciate your kind words. It is not easy to maintain. I don't talk about it. I don't like to complain, but this channel is indeed a lot of work. However, it is a labor of love. I love this game. I love these horses. I like to think that I share my passion for this game and these horses in my videos, and it is obvious to me that you share a similar passion for this essentially perfect game. Well done, friend. Let's move on.
The thing is, he's right. I'm not good at anything.
Come on, that ain't true. Tell me something you like. Don't think too hard.
Apples, I guess.
Apples?
Yeah, I love apples.
Okay. I was thinking more along the lines of carpentry or horses or something, but...
Joe N. has been through the desert on a horse with no name, and he writes, Hello, Super Antonio. Here's my Black Arabian Sin Nombre, which translates to nameless. His name is derived from the #1 hit song A Horse with No Name from the band America. And although he may not be the most unique breed of stallion, he has been a wonderful help in obtaining my 70 gold medals for the Gold Rush achievement with his unrivaled speed. Wanted to say thanks for all the great content and good day. Good day to you, Joe, and well done with 70 gold medals. That is quite an achievement. Always loved that Sandony Black Arabian. She has been very good for the channel in terms of views and interaction. And once more, this is not really an opinion we need to share with Biscuit. Let's move on. Mike from Germany, shout out to Deutschland and all of the German cowboys and cowgirls, writes, Hey there, partner. I hope all is well. This is my loyal friend Shere Khan, the tiger-striped bay Mustang. Mustangs are my favorite horse breed because for me they represent the untamed West like no other horse does. The tiger-striped bay is my favorite coat. I just like its almost buckskin color and the stripes on his legs. I also like the fact that it is unique. Arthur won't meet anyone riding the same horse. I chose the name in reference to Shere Khan from the tiger from Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. The book was written in 1894, so there may be a chance that Arthur might have read it and taken the name from there, although it is far more likely that Hosea read the book and told Arthur about it. My Arthur's appearance is inspired by Doc Holliday, as portrayed by Val Kilmer in the movie Tombstone. I thought this was kind of fitting since they both suffered from tuberculosis. I hope this good boy will get a spot in your video. I wish you all the best and Godspeed. Mike from Germany. Thank you, Mike. And first of all, let me congratulate you on your command of the English language. Very impressive, friend. It's not like I could write about the tiger-striped bay in German. Secondly, that is one fine-looking Arthur. Well done, friend. You know, Germany is the second most populous country in Europe after Russia, to quote Wikipedia. I had no idea. However, I like to sneak in random facts and trivia and philosophical questions in these videos, so you can learn something without even noticing. It's part of my mission statement. But I digress. Thank you, Mike, and Godspeed to you as well.
Easy, girl.
Mark F. has a couple horses and he writes, Hi, Super Antonio. Here is Arthur with Wild Mint, a tiger-striped Mustang on the left, and Gunsmoke, a blood bay thoroughbred, on the right. Thanks for the idea for this. Looking good, Mark. Gunsmoke is a classic name. And Wild Mint, there's a story there, I'm certain of it. What that story is, we will never know. It is a Red Dead mystery. Let's move on. Marco K., channel moderator from the Great White North, by way of ancient Greece, has the piebald Tobiano, and he writes, a piebald Tobiano Hungarian half-bred named Brave Star. I named her after my favorite cartoon from the 1980s, Marshall Bravestar. In the cartoon, Marshall Bravestar is a Native American who is able to use the spirits of puma, bear, hawk, and wolf to gain superhuman strength, speed, eyesight, and hearing in order to be the hero of the day. I am emotional about this name as it reminds me of the time when Red Dead Redemption 2 helped me go through some really difficult times when I was in Canada. I love this horse. The piebald Tobiano is my favorite coat, and I always try to find her at the bounty hunter camp as soon as I start Chapter 2. I know I'm not that active on the premieres due to my recent surgery, but I hope that will change soon. Miss you all. P.S. So happy for the 17,000 subscribers, friendo. Your friend, Marco. And thank you, Marco. Couldn't do it without you, friendo. I do love that piebald Tobiano. Pound for pound, she is the best horse for Arthur, and my favorite daily driver. Let's move on.
Yep.
Momo has the Cremello Gold Dutch Warmblood, and they write, I would like to showcase my horse in Red Dead Redemption 2. As you probably know, my favorite horse is Buell, the Cremello Gold Dutch Warmblood, from the Stranger mission, The Veteran. I decided to do the mission as John Marston because I couldn't bear to see that cutscene where Arthur says goodbye to his horse. R.I.P. Arthur. Anyway, here he is. I have the Boar Mother Hubbard saddle on him as a reminder of the fate of his original owner, Hamish Sinclair. That's very clever for you, Momo, using the Trapper Boar saddle. I do like the symmetry. Looking good, friend. Oh, and in case you didn't know, it is possible to knock Hamish off Buell and create a second Buell. Hamish will spawn another one with no hard feelings. In fact, he will act as if he doesn't even remember, and you can save that final mission for John.
Need your horse, mister. Easy. Okay, boy. Yeah.
Don't say you never learned anything on this channel. Let's move on.
That's a nice looking horse you have there. Bet it ain't faster than mine, though. Ariel's my pride and joy. Quit it! Why not a race to Calumet Ravine?
You? Sure, let's race.
Nicola B. has a plethora of horse photos and a lot to say on the subject, and she writes, Hi, Super Antonio. Please see below my submissions for your next viewer horse show. During one of my playthroughs, I played around more with light, and this is the photo I am probably the most proud of. I didn't realize I'd actually captured the gun blast until I looked at the photos later. Here we have Arthur on Boadicea II, the grey Hungarian half-bred. Arthur stole her from Benedict Albright during the bounty hunter mission out of Valentine. He rode her for a while until my next and rather unexpected horse fell into Arthur's lap. And here's Arthur on that next horse, a mare called Rags. This was not an intentional photo, and indeed the only excuse I can give for putting Arthur and Rags in this life-or-death position is that I was in a blind panic at the time. I'd gone to see the soothsayer. It was dark, it was very foggy, and there wasn't a sound. For some reason, Arthur refused to give the soothsayer any money, and no matter how I moved him around, he refused before suddenly launching himself forward and attempting to throttle the poor woman. I managed to release her, but fearing that Arthur was about to be set upon by night folk, I just mounted him and galloped headlong out of the swamp. The clearest path to take was of course the rail track, but as you can see, it was already occupied. And here she is, the best horse I've ever had in the game. Arthur acquired Rags after a surprise camp visit from the Murphy brood. Whereas I normally just play this encounter through and watch them ride away, on this particular occasion I hustled Arthur to his feet and was surprised when he yelled, "You've picked the wrong mark," while drawing his cattleman. This scarred blanket Appaloosa is not one I'd normally choose for Arthur, as I think they are much too small and don't have great stats. In truth, I didn't intend to keep her, but I am so glad that I did. What she lacks in speed and health, she more than makes up for in sheer bravery. Rags has galloped through deep water with alligators snapping at both sides, something that would normally get Arthur bucked off, tackled bears and wolves from practically a standstill, and given many a cougar the runaround without batting an eyelash. Palomino is my favorite horse color in real life, so I always have at least one Palomino in each playthrough, and the Palomino Walker is the horse I steal the most often. Here is John with the 3 horses listed as Palomino in the game. On the left is the dappled Palomino American Standardbred, who is John's main horse and is called Sandy. On the right is a stolen golden Palomino Tennessee Walker, which was as yet unnamed, and in the center is a Palomino Morgan, who refused to cooperate. And here is John on his Amber Champaign, Missouri Foxtrotter called Biscuit. Note how I have turned the horse Palomino. It took me an embarrassingly high number of playthroughs to realize that the horse could climb the stairs. I only found out when John was poking around looking for loot and whistled, thinking his horse would follow his progress down on the ground. John and Dash, his flaxen chestnut Hungarian half-bred, walking the shore of Flatiron Lake at sunset. This horse was almost certainly stolen. By this particular playthrough, I had never bought any horse. However, I don't remember who from. I've never found the half-breds terribly reliable and usually end up swapping them in for something else. It is a shame, though, as I do like their size. I have many more photos I would have loved to have shared, but I felt I'd probably sent enough this time round. Until the next Viewer Horse Show. Best wishes, Nicola B. And very best wishes to you as well, Nicola. These are some great photos in terms of composition and light, and I really enjoyed reading your articulate and entertaining thoughts on the game. It's viewers like you who make the horse show so special. Don't tell Biscuit. Let's move on. Channel member and moderator O-Dog, you may know him from the live streams, has some horses to share. Andy writes, "Sorry I'm late. Hard week. My mother's passing anniversary is Friday, and I haven't been myself these past 2 weeks. Anyway, these are my 2 main on this playthrough. The silver Turkman I got via version 1, named Tarhaqua, after a pharaoh from Egypt around 695 BC. And my Perlino Andalusian named Tantamani, another Egyptian pharaoh. He's cool and level-headed in gunfights and the wild. I try to keep them both with me at all times. Just wanted to say thanks for keeping the game alive and happy to be a part of this channel. God bless." And thank you, O-Dog, for all of your hard work and support on this channel. Couldn't do it without you, friend. Very sad news about your mother. I'm very sorry you're going through that. All I can say is that Arthur and Biscuit in this channel will always be there for you, as best we can, for as long as you need us. This game and this channel is about more than horses and outlaws. It's about the community we have built, the fellowship and support we can offer one another, and the goodwill we put out into the world, which will inevitably come back to us. But enough of that mushy stuff. Arthur isn't good with emotions, and conversations like this make John want to shoot a condor. Many thanks, O-Dog. Let's move on. Omar has an Andalusian and he writes, "Hello, Mr. Antonio, I hope all is well. This is my horse, Imagine, the Dark Bay Andalusian with the Panther Trail saddle. I don't really have a favorite horse, I just love all of them, but this horse is special to me. I feel a connection between Arthur and her." I know what you mean, Omar, and I have to say that is a good-looking Arthur you have there. Love the top hat and the sleek riding boots. Also note the braided tail with the panther saddle. A great combo. Well done, friend.
Look at that! A 1!
Channel moderator Serena, also known as Starhearts on YouTube, you may know her from the live streams, has an online buckskin brindle Missouri foxtrotter named Midnight Moon. And here is a better photo of Midnight Moon. Serena always has great names for her horses. She is very creative and is also my go-to resource for all things Red Dead Online. In fact, I consider Serena the RDO correspondent for the channel, a role she takes quite seriously and for which she will always have my eternal gratitude. Don't tell Abigail.
What happened to you? Huh? All that stamina training. For nothing. Ugh.
Not a bad race. Maybe another time.
Next time, friend. Next time we'll get you. You can write that down.
And finally, we have Tony S., or Super Tony, as he is known in New Hanover, and he writes, "Hello, Super Antonio. This is Arthur's Iron Grey Ardennes Big Iron. I named him Big Iron after the Marty Robbins song. I love the way he looks in the snow. He is a beast. Arthur loves big horses. Thank you for the opportunity to share. Love your channel, and I look forward to your next episode." I do appreciate your kind words, Super Tony, and that is a fine-looking Arthur you have crafted there. He looks warm. And I always think the Ardennes shine in the snow, no pun intended. Being the biggest horses in the game, you know they generate a lot of heat. Very convenient. Well, friends, there you have it, another horse show for the channel. Many thanks to everyone who participated. And I have to mention there were more than a couple submissions that I had to cut because you sent in Google image results rather than actual screenshots from your gameplay. You own the rights, or rather you have permission to share your specific horse from your specific game, but you cannot pull similar horses off the internet. YouTube has been cracking down on that. I don't make the rules, I merely abide by them. At any rate, I remind you all the time in live streams that I loved this game so much that I created this channel, but what I don't say is that I built this channel for you specifically watching right now, because I know you love this game as much as I do. This game transcends the video game experience and becomes something else when you play it. This world takes a hold of you, occupies space in your brain and your heart, and transforms or transcends into something else, something special, something unique. And it is that unique experience that we share on this channel, something I inadequately describe as our love of the game. Thank you all again for being here, for keeping this game alive, and for all of your support in terms of likes, views, comments, super chats, and channel memberships. It is my honor and privilege to make videos for you, and I am both humbled and inspired by this subscriber count. Here's to the next 17,000, and I hope you'll be there, riding along with me and Arthur and Biscuit.
Yep.
Super Antonio. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your views. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content, and we shall meet again. Further on down the trail.
Good girl.
That looks like a decent horse. You should keep him.